Good morning, Discovery, and welcome to WDMS. Today is Friday, May 10th. I'm Nora.
And I'm Hannah.
Please join us for a moment of silence, followed by the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Today's lovely lunch is spaghetti with meat sauce, fish nuggets, spicy chicken salad, garlic toast, Caesar salad, and mixed fruit.
Today's events. In the afternoon, there will be 7th and 8th grade boys and girls track finals at Concord.
Any 6th or 7th grader interested in 2019 to 2020 fall sports should sign up on the all-school canvas.
Students, don't forget to check your school email each day. This is an important habit to get into.
Now to Mr. Kaufman.
Good morning, Archers! It's a fantastic Friday. Holy cow, it feels like forever since I've been on WDMS and since we've had the news broadcast. Today's a very special day. In fact, it's been a very special week for our teachers. We appreciate all that they do for us here at Discovery. If you haven't thanked a teacher this week, students, make sure that you take the time to do that today for all that they do. I want to say a special shout out to our tracksters. Good luck tonight over at the Concord Finals to our girls and boys track teams and those students involved in that tonight. We're going to have a very special drawing here on WDMS. First of all, we're going to do a little bit more of our Aim High drawing. There's a few more names I haven't called for our Aim High drawing for this school year. Speaking of Aim High and Archer cards, now is the time of the school year, students, where we're kind of stopped with the Archer cards getting blank Archer cards. We want you to fill in all of the Archer cards that you have left with maybe 4 or 5 or 6 signatures on them. So between now and the end of the school year, let's all work together, teachers included, in making a difference in supporting our students. Let's get all of those Archer cards filled out so that we can have a great Archer card raffle at the end of the school year. We'll have the raffle bin sitting out in a week or two out in the Commons area, students, for you to drop your Archer cards in for our big end of the school year raffle for all of our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So a shout out to these 3 people for all that they do here for Aiming High, Mrs. Merchant, and Mrs. Johnson, and Mrs. Rose Anderson, several of our educational assistants here that we haven't recognized yet this year. Thank you for all that you do. You've got a $5 gift card to Starbucks. All right, now we've got a teacher raffle. Here we go, teacher raffle. I had to pull names this morning. Here we go. I'm going to rattle these off. Teachers, you will find these gift cards in your mailboxes later today. So, students, if you have one of these teachers that you're with currently in your classroom, make sure you give them some snaps or a round of applause. Here we go. We've got some $5 Meyer gift cards. All right. We're going to withhold our applause till I'm done because this is going to take a while. Mrs. Emai, Mr. Vandigriff, Mr. Donati, Mrs. Ward, Mrs. Toth, Mrs. Kime, Mrs. Turner, Mr. O'Malley, Mrs. Garza, Miss Wright, Mr. Brundage, Mrs. Shaw, Mrs. Peck, Mr. Bronsdorf, Mr. Metcalf, Mrs. Crawford, Mr. Hogue, Mr. Souders, Miss Young, Miss Sword, Miss Wyrick. I almost did that all in one breath. Give them snaps. Meyer gift cards for all of those wonderful teachers. Here we go. Moving right along, we'll see if I can do this in one breath. We've got Starbucks gift cards of $5. Mrs. Dan Stahowiak, Mrs. Manspeaker, Miss Jacobson, Mrs. Randolph, Mr. Hedrick, Mr. Arter, Mrs. Masterson, Mrs. Bader, Mrs. Cobb, Mr. Hirschberger. Snaps! Round of applause for those teachers. We've got $5 Subway gift cards. Eat fresh. Here we go. I don't think, can you get $5 footlongs anymore? They're on sale for $5.99, I think. So sorry, you have to spend $1. Here we go. Unless you get a 6-inch. One breath. Miss Cobb, Mrs. Bellotta, Mr. Bontrager, Mrs. Grable, Mr. Weaver, Mrs. Weaver, Mrs. Odinsky, Miss White, filling in for Mrs. Atkinson, Mrs. Oppenheim, Mr. Howard, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. McMillan, Mr. Givens. Snaps! That's our teachers. That's all of them. But here, wait, there's more. Wait, there's more. We've got $10 gift cards. we've got a $25 Visa gift card, and we've got 2 $10 iTunes gift cards. So we are actually going to do a special pull here on the air for our teachers. Here we go. All right, girls, will you help me with this? Sure. All right, we'll just spread the deck out. Whoop. Spread the deck out. You guys pull some names for me here. Let's start with the Target gift cards. Here we go. Pull one name. Let's make it quick because I know people want to read this morning. $10 for Target to Mrs. McMillan. If you have Mrs. McMillan this morning in your room, shake her hand. Mrs. Weaver, give her high fives. Give her knuckles. Give her turkeys. Here we go. Mrs. Weaver, way to go. All right, we got iTunes gift cards. Who's next? Mr. Metcalf. Mr. Metcalf, I hope you use iTunes. If you don't, I'm sure maybe your wife does or maybe your kid's in college. All right. Who else? Mrs. Peck, Language Arts, 8th grade. Give high fives to Mrs. Peck. All right, and our big winner today of the $25 Visa gift card that can be used exclusively at any retail store of your choice, teachers, goes to, drum roll! Oh, really? Oh, let's find a different card. Oh, Mr. Bontrager! Mr. Bontrager! Okay, everybody give high five. It's High Five Friday. High Five Friday to Mr. Bontrager. Okay, does he still do High Five Fridays? Yeah. Okay. All right, so teachers, thank you for all that you do here at Discovery. We will put these in your mailboxes downstairs. Now, everybody make sure you only put your paw prints in your own mailbox. No trading gift cards, okay? And I want to just say thank you for all that you do here at Discovery in making this a wonderful, great school. Also, just a reminder to our students, Mrs. Harper made this announcement before WDMS, just a reminder about traffic flow here in the building, in the hallways. A reminder that our LGI is closed before, during, and after school because we do have makeup testing going on before and after school. Please stay out of the LGI hallway. That'll reopen at the end of next week. Also, we've got security personnel, VSS, from PHM, and actually they're at Penn this week working. They'll be moving over here. One of them will be moving over here to Discovery on Monday to start helping us out with hallway supervision. So I'm just reminding our students to make sure that you're using the common steps if you're upstairs for lunch. You should be coming down the common steps, not going down the north steps and through. The LGI is closed anyway, so you should be using those common steps to come down for your lunch and returning back upstairs using the common steps. 8th graders, make sure you're using the south doors by Mrs. Manspeaker's room, going in and out and through to the lunchroom using those doors in that area. That really just helps us with our flow of traffic here during the school day. We're asking all students to make sure that they respect that. Have a fantastic Friday, Discovery. Bye.
Have a fantabulous Friday, Discovery. Bye.